Gina, what a mistake I've made. Why did I ever marry you? People said you'd make a good wife, that you were refreshingly honest, so I got swept up and married you. My name is Sarah, and I am 32 years old. I've been married to my husband Daniel for 3 years, and for the past year, I've been hearing this sort of talk from him every day. We both work at the same company. Daniel joined a year before me. Our company is a general trading business, and lately, we've been focusing on the tech sector. We introduced and brokered new technologies and software to various companies. Daniel and I hit it off at a company party. Maybe it was the drinks, but we were cheered on by those around us and started dating soon after. He was kind, sociable, and always had me laughing. I thought a life married to him would be filled with joy, so we got married after a year of dating. Daniel's parents had already passed away, but my parents are still living and run a small consulting firm. I was a child born to my mom at 39 and my dad at 41, after they'd been married for 10 years. So when I got married, my mom was already 68 and my dad was 70. Both were thrilled about my marriage. Daniel was initially very helpful around the house, and we often went out for meals together, enjoying each other's company. However, about a year ago, Daniel's behavior started to change dramatically. He began complaining about everything I did, and our outings together stopped. Although I had doubts about staying with him, I thought of the kind Daniel I'd known when we got married and hoped he'd revert back to that. Plus, I didn't want to worry my parents, who are already over 70, so I held off on divorce. If only your parents had more money, then maybe I could have benefited from this marriage too. They're useless. They'd be better off as fertilizer in a field. Hey, that's way over the line. We're talking about my parents here. I say it because they're your parents. This marriage was totally pointless. I can endure any insults about me, but I can't stand him talking about my parents that way. Though they're considered elderly, they still work hard at consulting and sending us valuable advice all the time. For me, they are more than just invaluable, they're my lifelines. Compared to my friends' parents, mine are significantly older. That always concerned me. However, I'm truly grateful to my parents who always had me in their thoughts and took great care of me. I've always loved my parents deeply. I've been biting my tongue to keep from upsetting them, the very parents who were thrilled about my marriage. Even after that, Daniel kept bad-mouthing my parents almost every day. I was just about to hit my breaking point when Daniel brought up a divorce. You know, being married to someone with a small consulting firm like yours, there is no advantage for me. I don't want to waste my life anymore. I get it? Then it's fine. I had no energy left to argue. I might worry my parents, but I don't want to be with this person anymore. As soon as I agreed, Daniel, as if he'd been waiting for this, handed me the divorce papers with his name already filled in. I signed them without a word. Once I've packed, I'll leave. You can stay here if you want. Is that okay? Yeah, but change the name on the lease. I don't want to keep paying the rent. I understand, but I decided to move too. Staying alone in a place where I lived with Daniel felt wrong, and I wanted to sort out my feelings and start fresh. And so, our divorce was finalized. We still work at the same company, so there is a bit of awkwardness when we see each other, but we're working in different departments. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise. When I told my parents about the divorce, they looked a bit sad. Still, they said, "If that's what you've decided, then it's okay. You're the one living your life." That's all my parents had to say. Their kind words felt like a lifeline. Being divorced after an office marriage did make me self-conscious, but no one said anything, and with Daniel's verbal abuse gone, I felt relieved. Being alone made me realize how much I'd been holding back. I truly felt it was good that I got a divorce. So this happened one fateful day. I had some work to attend to in the department where Daniel was. On my way there, I happened to overhear a conversation Daniel was having with a colleague in the break room. "Man, you really hit the jackpot, huh? She's the head of Prime Tech, right? She's totally into me. Can't believe you've been keeping this a secret from your wife for a whole year." Well, I had to be careful. Last thing I wanted is to be stuck with alimony. But it took some time. No matter what I said, she wouldn't bring up divorce. Would have made things easier if she did. You're a piece of work, you know that. Thanks to my daily insults, she accepted the divorce pretty easily, though. I feel sorry for Sarah for marrying someone like you. Come on, you can't compare the daughter of a small consulting firm owner to the head of Prime Tech. So, to summarize, Daniel had been having an affair with the head of Prime Tech for the past year. And to keep the affair secret, he had been insulting me, waiting for me to initiate the divorce. Hearing this felt like everything went wide before my eyes. I would have felt better if he had just honestly said, I found someone else, so I want a divorce. I was so filled with shock and anger that I felt like I could explode. But I said nothing and left the room. I didn't want to be known as the woman dumped by Daniel because he had an affair. Feeling so humiliated, I just didn't want to be there anymore. The realization that Daniel wasn't just betraying me but was also scheming for his convenience made me so angry. But I chose not to confront Daniel. Sure, I could probably get some kind of settlement if I pushed the issue, but I didn't want the hassle or the gossip. I just wanted to let it slide. The following month, Daniel left the company. I heard he got reemployed at PrimeTech's corporate headquarters. I breathed a sigh of relief, knowing I wouldn't have to see Daniel's face anymore. Soon after, I heard rumors that Daniel married the daughter of the CEO of PrimeTech. The female co-workers in my office were skeptical, but the men seemed envious. Apparently, Daniel fast-tracked the wedding because the CEO's mother, Daniel's new grandmother-in-law, wanted to see her grandchildren married off sooner rather than later. I can't help but think it's just a cover story. Daniel is perfectly capable of bending the truth like that. Furthermore, not a single employee from our company was invited to the wedding. Daniel was hired as a tech manager and seemed to be on a fast track to success, according to the gossip amongst his former colleagues tinged with jealousy. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's probably all according to Daniel's plan. While it's infuriating to think about, my desire to avoid him is stronger. However, that wasn't the end of it. I received a call saying that the tech company that bought services from my parents' firm had suddenly cut ties with us. It was Prime Tech, and it was Daniel who informed us. What's going on? I had to call Daniel to find out. Why does my wife not want me dealing with my ex's family? She said she doesn't want any contact with your parents. Call it jealousy, I guess, but that has nothing to do with our business relationship. Maybe, but I can't ignore what my wife wants. And honestly, I couldn't care less about your parents. I hated to grovel to Daniel, but I begged him to reconsider the contract termination. He refused. I never thought it would come to this. My parents love consulting. Their greatest joy is seeing people benefit from the services they've provided. They're getting older, but they're still passionate. I don't want to strip them of their livelihood, so I had no choice but to look for a new contract. I tried, but I couldn't find any takers. Then my company decided to host a tech fair. I negotiated to include my parents' services, and surprisingly, I got an immediate okay. The CEO was excited about their carefully crafted consulting services, especially after experiencing them. There was a fee for the booth, which I paid for without telling my parents. On the day of the tech fair, my parents arrived beaming with pride over their services. Seeing them so happy filled me with joy as well. Then someone approached us. He was a tech entrepreneur from Boston interested in using my parents' services. His company's focus on high-quality tech solutions, and after experiencing the services, he was impressed. My parents were thrilled. We quickly struck a deal, and I felt a huge weight lift off my shoulders. 3 years have passed since then. My parents are still working in the field as energetic as ever. They say they genuinely enjoy this lifestyle. I quit my tech job and have been helping them for the past 2 years. Though my parents insisted they were fine, I saw the increasing work in sorting and fulfilling orders. It became clear they needed help. I'm happy to work alongside them. On a trip back from delivering services to a tech firm, I bumped into Daniel. What are you doing here? I've heard you quit your job after I broke up with you. I didn't quit because of you. I'm helping out my family's consulting firm. We provide services to this tech firm. Ah, helping out the poor consultants, huh? Suits you, I guess. You'd be leftover stock at the company, just like your services. How rude you still are. That's just the truth. Look at the gap widening between us. I am now the tech director at Prime Tech, a true elite, while you'll just wither away. I'm actually getting remarried. What? Who's the unlucky guy? Another broke person. Ignoring Daniel's continuing insults, I get in my car and leave. I'm marrying Alex, the tech manager at the tech firm where we provide our services. We grew close during my numerous delivery trips. He's been raving about our services and even took the time to visit our consulting firm and has become quite friendly with my parents. He is always smiling and is as genuine as they come. Somewhere along the line, I found myself drawn to his unguarded smile. But after my last marriage, I thought I was done with the whole idea of tying the knot again. Yet he's like the sun gradually melting away my reservations. Meeting Daniel at this point seems like a bad omen, just as I'm about to take a new step in life. Alex knows the story behind my divorce with Daniel, and he was quite angry when he heard it. But that night, after telling him about running into Daniel, he brushed it off, saying, "Next time, just show him how happy you are." I agree. Besides, Daniel doesn't matter to me anymore. Thinking otherwise would only please him because that's the kind of person Daniel is. On the day of our wedding, I was in the dressing room when Daniel suddenly appeared. What? Why is Daniel here? What are you doing here? I had a hunch. You said you were getting married, and I heard there was a wedding at this restaurant, so I came to check it out. Why are you here? You're certainly not invited. I wanted to see this poor wedding of yours. What? I'm just curious to see who the pathetic woman that I dumped is marrying. Though he'll definitely be less than me, your taste is truly terrible. I couldn't help but feel pathetic, wondering if I had really married such a low life. At the same time, looking at Daniel's smug face in front of me, I felt grateful we had broken up. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Oh well, Mortimer, you know this guy. As a matter of fact, Mortimer is the CEO of a major department store. The tech company where Daniel works is about to be acquired by Mortimer's department store. It appears the tech company isn't doing well, and it's been decided it will become a subsidiary of Mortimer's department store. I might have known about this if I were still working, but I had quit 2 years ago, so I had no idea. But why is Daniel here at his ex-wife's wedding? Mortimer dominated the authority of a CEO of a large corporation, making Daniel look insignificant. What kind of tech manager would want a son-in-law like this? And you're the head of tech sales. Isn't the decline in business your fault? I had to leave. Now this is no place for someone like you. Seeing Daniel shrink and Mortimer's words made me feel pity for him. Unable to find any comeback, Daniel left as if fleeing. This is what happens when you look down on others and feel joy about it. If Daniel hadn't intruded like this immediately after the divorce and was even offered a position, Mortimer doubted the owner was really in the dark. The owner of the tech company seems to dote on his daughter and pretty much agrees to anything she says. As a businessman, he's definitely lacking, Mortimer commented. The tech company became a subsidiary of Mortimer's department store. The executive team was replaced, and the former owner resigned. Daniel left the company as well. Then, out of the blue, Daniel contacted me asking, "Can you lend me some money?" What? Just enough to get by for now. My wife is a big spender, and it's tough. I couldn't believe what was happening, but when that phone call came, I was actually visiting my in-laws. Mortimer, who was sitting next to me, took the phone and yelled with a fury I'd never seen before. "Don't ever contact my precious daughter-in-law again." Thanks to his final shout, I never received another call from them. Now I help out at my family's consulting firm and also work part-time at Alex's tech firm. My parents' firm is thriving, and with the support of Alex and his tech expertise, we've expanded our services to new clients. While the initial shock of Daniel's betrayal and the challenges it brought were difficult to overcome, it eventually paved the way for a brighter future. My family is not just surviving, we are thriving. The atmosphere at our consulting firm is filled with positivity, dedication, and a genuine love for the work we do. Alex and I have been happily married for a year, and he has become an integral part of our family. His passion for technology and his warm personality have brought a new level of happiness into our lives. As for Daniel, I hear occasional rumors about his turbulent life. Apparently, his second marriage isn't going as smoothly as he may have expected. Co-workers have shared stories of arguments and loud confrontations, with some even reporting incidents to the police. It seems that the pursuit of wealth and status didn't lead to the happiness he thought it would. Meanwhile, my parents and I continue to focus on the joy and fulfillment that our work brings. We've developed a strong network of clients who appreciate our dedication and expertise. Our family has expanded too. We are expecting our first child next spring, a symbol of the new beginnings and happiness that have emerged from the challenges we faced. Looking back, I realized that the end of my marriage with Daniel was a turning point, redirecting me toward a path of authenticity, happiness, and fulfillment. The support of my family, the love of my husband, and the success of our consulting firm have created a life that I could have never imagined during the darker days of my divorce. And so, as I continue to embrace this new chapter of my life, I am grateful for the lessons learned, the strength gained, and the unexpected joy that has blossomed from the ashes of a challenging past.